Okay, hopefully this isn't crooked. I tried my best. So today is my 28th birthday. I know in the grand scheme of things I'm not old, but I feel very old. Basically, I wanted to just give a little intro as to why I'm starting this channel. And like I said, I just turned 28 today, and I'm tired of waiting to pursue the things I want to pursue. I've been writing, I guess, like since I can remember. And I've tried to start taking it more seriously, but I seem to go through these waves where I will write really consistently for a while or take it seriously for a while and then get really discouraged or get stuck and then just not write for like an extended period of time. Part of this is wanting to sort of have accountability and sort of just document for myself. It's kind of weird because I feel like a lot of people say the public accountability is a big thing, like having other people see you. Whereas for me, I feel like it doesn't even matter so much if other people see me. In fact, I kind of am a little bit wary of having a lot of people, like a lot of eyes on me. Documenting it and being able to look back on it, I think will make me more easily just be able to see that I'm making progress and that I'm putting in effort and hopefully be less discouraged. So, in the spirit of trying to take my writing more seriously and being more consistent and kind of having that accountability, I signed up for like a writing workshop or a writing masterclass. Yeah, a writing masterclass. It's not really a workshop. It's through, I think it's called Blue Stoop, and it's with N.K. Jemisin, who I've heard really good things about, but I have not read yet. That's something that I would like to do. But I signed up for it in the hopes that it sort of re-sparks my creativity because I feel like I've been in sort of a rut with things. I keep trying to write and I want to write, but I don't know what to write. I don't feel like I have any ideas that are like developed enough to write. And even the things I have that are developed, I feel like for example, the story I was trying to work on, I came up with the idea in 2018. I have all this material, like outline material written, but it's so old that like I just feel like I have to scrap the whole thing and start over because I'm not like in love with what I have outlined. And I don't feel like super connected to the story to where I feel like I could just jump back in. I kind of feel like I just need to start with something new, but I don't know what because I don't feel like I have ideas right now for things that can be like a full-fledged novel, which is what I typically work on. And the novel that I wrote, I guess it would be 2 years ago now, and did edits on, I just don't like it, to be honest. I know that people like kind of go through phases with their writing where they write something and they edit it, and there's that feeling of like it doesn't live up to what you want it to be yet, but this doesn't really feel like it doesn't feel like, oh, it's not living up to what I want it to be. It feels like I'm trying to force it to be like a viable full length novel idea when it started out as a short story and it feels like maybe that's what it should have stayed as or as like a novella or something. I also signed up for a Readsy 10-day email course. And I did the first day today, just like a little bit ago. I think it's called like Introduction to Writing a Short Story or something like that. And I did the first day, like read through it and did the little homework assignment. And it was nice because it had you reread like a short story that you really like, one that you've read before and one that you wrote. And it was nice to go back and look at like my old writing and be like, oh, okay, so like I can write. I mean, the story that I read is definitely not like publishable. I don't think there's plenty of like typos and errors in it, and it's weird because this is the first time I've read it through and felt like I could pare back on some of it, like cut some stuff. But I think that just speaks to the fact that I've grown as a writer and grown as a reader. And it's frustrating because I feel like when I watch authortube, when I watch people talking about their writing, they seem so much more well read than I am. And I have to remember that, like, that is a skill that I can cultivate. It's not like you are well read or you're not. Like, you become well read through reading. And I think I just get discouraged with feeling like I don't know as much, and it makes me not want to seek out new information. It makes me feel like because I haven't read as widely or as much, I shouldn't even try. I don't know. It's this weird, like, even though the only way you can have read a lot of things is to deliberately set out to read a lot of things, I feel like it's somehow inauthentic to set out to read certain things because you know they're well respected. I don't know. It's like this weird, it feels disingenuous to purposefully seek out well written things versus just be somebody who naturally reads that, which doesn't make sense because nobody naturally reads anything. I mean, you have to go out and pick up the book and read it. Like, it doesn't just fall into your lap from the sky. But yeah, that feeling of not being as well read or as widely read, I guess, as other people has stopped me a lot from even wanting to be creative. It's made me feel like I'm a fraud in some sense and I shouldn't be writing and I shouldn't be in this space. Like, it's made me hesitant to start a channel where I talk about writing because it's like, what do I know? Especially given that, like, I don't know. I think there's kind of two like sides of people who are on authortube, and it's people who have published a lot. It's like people who have experience publishing and are sort of giving advice and giving perspective. And then it's very new writers who are maybe working on their first ever full length novel or editing something in the early stages. And I feel like I don't fall into either of those. I've written books before, but I've never published anything. And the things that I've written, I don't feel like they're anywhere near like ready to publish. Like, I know a lot of people talk about you have to write a few books to, like, I think it was Taylor Ann Wright, I think, who said something recently, you have to get the burnt pancake out of the way, which I think that's a really clever way of putting it. But I feel like I've had multiple burnt pancakes and I'm just like, when am I going to write something that I could actually work with, edit, revise, and like feel comfortable querying? Or do I just need to force myself to edit what I've written to be something queryable? I just feel like I'm not a super newbie writer in the sense that I've never written something full length before, but I'm also not at the stage where I'm ready to move to the next step of like querying, trying to get an agent. I feel like I'm in that burnt pancake phase, like I'm in the thick of it. And it's frustrating because I think I'm moving through it so slowly because of that, like, ebbs and flows that I've talked about, where I am really creative for a while and then I just like don't write at all for like a year or something, or months on end. Every time I take a break for several months or a year or whatever it is, and then come back to writing, it's like I'm starting all over again, even though I'm not. It's like I have to reacclimate myself to, how do I even write? What do I even write about? How do I be creative? And I keep waiting for there to be this like spark and for everything to just click and I'm like writing really effortlessly and being super creative. And I think something that another creator had said, Brielle writes, she had talked about, I think it was her, maybe it was Becca Tovar. If you can't tell, it's November right now, so everyone's putting out vlogs, and I'm like, they're starting to blur together in my brain because I'm watching so many. But yeah, something another creator had mentioned was that in order to have those good writing days or feel really creative, she has to be actively working on something, and the creativity and the inspiration and the motivation sort of come after she's already working on something rather than the other way around. Like, rather than waiting for it to come to her to start writing, she has to start writing to sort of kick off that chain reaction of like now being creative. But like I was saying, I don't think I know myself super well as a writer because I've taken so many breaks and because I'm just not a super confident, self-assured person in general. Like, I feel, how do I even, like, what am I even getting into? This is a whole nother topic. I don't know. I think a lot of things about the way I move through life are not super set in stone, where I will change my mind a lot. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but I think it makes it harder to feel confident in saying, this is how I am, this is who I am, because if I'm going to change my mind on things, it feels weird to say, like, yes, this is the definitive truth, and to then, like, months later be like, actually, just kidding. It makes me feel wishy-washy, and I don't think that's entirely fair, because I think part of life is just trying different things, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. I'm trying to think if there's anything I haven't touched on that I wanted to. I would give a little intro as to what you can expect from this channel, but I don't know, because I think I'm using it right now, or I plan to use it right now, as just sort of like a personal diary. And I don't expect anyone to watch it really. So, yeah, maybe at some point that will change, but for now, I feel like it's just sort of a diary style thing for me to have, to sort of verbally process and also to look back on. I think I've gone through a lot of my life feeling like I wasn't there yet and I couldn't enjoy things. Like, I'm 28. I don't want to spend another 28 years like trying to make it before I can enjoy my life. Like, I want to, I guess, sort of romanticize the life I'm already living, even if there are things about it that I want to change. Like, for example, I work as a lab tech. I don't want to work as a lab tech for the rest of my life. But that doesn't mean I can't enjoy my life right now. Like, there are other aspects of my life that I can enjoy, that I do like. And I think I'm just tired of constantly sort of waiting. Coming up on this birthday, it's made me sort of reflect. And this doesn't always happen when I have a birthday, but I think just like as I'm nearing 30, it's kind of just making me reflect on, like, what did I think my life would look like at this point, and does it matter if it doesn't look like that? I think that's all I wanted to say in this intro bit. I'm planning to make this sort of like a vlog diary style and span like a long period of time, just because, like I said, I am not really being super creative right now and writing a lot. So I feel like if it spans a longer period of time, hopefully I can become more creative and write more. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say for this part. Oh, I just got really nervous. Yeah, I just got really nervous thinking about like future me looking back on this. And I have clips like this. I have so many little, like, I was going to start a channel, or like I made this little diary for myself to look back on. I have so many clips like this that just never go anywhere because I'm too afraid. I'm just so frustrated with that. I don't want to spend my whole life not doing things because I'm afraid. And I don't want to be like 70 years old and have like a bunch of clips like this that never went anywhere because I didn't want to take that step. So I don't know. That's all I have to say for now.